Hello, and welcome to Saguaro Spotlight. I'm your host, Deanne Kincaid. Today's guest is Brandon Gabaldon, who is the co-creator of a sitcom where the entire cast is puppets. It's titled, It's Not Your Felt. Welcome to the show, Brandon.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
And I didn't say fault, I said it's not your felt.
That's it.
Referring to those puppets.
Right.
So tell the viewers first, what class was this done for?
This was done for the advanced broadcast production class at SEC.
And what cameras did you use?
We used the same cameras filming this, so just 3 broadcast cameras.
And for the benefit of the viewers, it's camera 1, 2, and 3 because you need all 3 shots to create the...
Well, we wanted it to have that sitcom feeling, so it's both the visual look that the cameras give and obviously the 30 FPS frame rate. And we had a card in each camera, so we had each individual camera's feed, and then we had somebody doing the live switch as well. So we had both to work with. Okay,
now that's a lot for our viewers to absorb. Let's just make sure we got that sorted out. So 3 cameras are shooting simultaneously.
Yes.
But there's a live switch, meaning the different camera shots are being
so
laid
I
down.
switched between you and me just now. Yeah. And then we recorded each camera individually for the edit later.
And how did that work out?
It worked great because we had so much footage to go from, because somebody that's switching it might do it a certain way, but then when later you say, oh, I like this shot that they didn't necessarily show, so you can pull that into the final edit. That makes sense.
Yes, it makes perfect sense. That's clear. Tell us, what was your inspiration for this?
Well, I've been inspired by puppets for a very long time. My best friend and co-writer for the project, Jacob Barb, he was in a puppet ministry group, and he pulled me into that. And I was like, sure, that sounds fun. It's something to do after school. This was back in high school. And so we did puppet ministry for children in church, you know, during Easter or any holiday like that. And it was actual songs, like pop songs, like Danger Zone was Manger Zone. So they had different stuff like that we did, you know, singing to. And so I first started with puppets there. And then when I came to SEC, I always was like, well, I want to do something with puppets.
So tell us about the logo on your shirt. I can sort of see a little bit of it.
So this is a local group in Phoenix called the All Puppet Players, and they actually do puppet shows here. So I like to promote and also
inspire others.
Yeah, I guess it's great. People should check it out. They do plays, and they wear all black. And last one I saw was Die Hard with puppets, and it's just hilarious.
So it sounds like you're really into puppetry.
It's great because you can do a normal story and then you do it with puppets and it just elevates the comedy naturally.
Indeed.
And that's my favorite part.
So let's share with the viewers now the 4-minute version of It's Not Your Felt. Let's roll that tape, please.
Oh, come on. I thought you liked peas. But you did yesterday. Come on, eat the peas. Oh, come on, just one. They're really good for you.
Where's my baby?
Oh, honey, you're finally home. You see, this is why you should stay at home. I've been trying to get him to eat all day.
You know I would if I could, dear, but feeding Junior here just doesn't pay the bills.
Well, I sure wish it did. So, how was work?
Oh, you know, taxes and such. What's for dinner?
Not peas. Who could that be?
I don't know. Don't ask me.
Each year, millions of animals are beaten, abused, tortured, killed, and eaten. Like this one here. Come here, little one. So precious. With your monetary and emotional support, you can save millions of animals, and we can stop all animal crime. Thank you. Oh, also, you can get a free tote bag.
Jim, it's me, your brother Rufus.
Honey, who is it?
It's my brother Rufus.
Your brother Rufus?
His brother Rufus. So can I come inside or what?
I guess you could come inside.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, bro. Come on in, guys.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Not these guys, Rufus. Just you.
Sorry guys, just him.
Wow, nice place you got here, little bro.
Thanks. Rufus, what are you doing here?
Well, you see, me and the gang were at this crazy party down the road. And then I remember you live down here, so I thought I'd pop in and say hello.
You could have called before popping in.
No, I couldn't have. I don't have a phone. Or your number. So, what's for dinner?
I guess I better get going. Try not to get in each other's necks.
So, is there anything else I can do to help you out?
I think you should just focus on getting out of here.
Welcome back to Saguaro Spotlight. We're now here with Jim, correct?
This is
and,
Jim.
And Brandon, he's still here. Give us a little activity here on Jim to show how his eyes pop. Let's see. Yeah,
Just
yep.
like that, and then the ears.
Wow,
It's fully
that's fun.
functioning.
That's so fun. Well, I can see why you'd need multiple camera shots with ISO cameras and all that footage because of the intercutting. Who did the editing on this?
That was Jacob.
Jacob,
Yeah.
and how did he edit? What format?
On Premiere.
On Premiere?
Yes.
Okay. So, Brandon, what was your biggest challenge? Because this is a pretty ambitious project, right?
Well, puppets inherently are a challenge because you have to hide the actors. So this is about as much as I can get out of the way, you know, as
Yeah.
far as I can move my body. So it was always that challenge of hiding the actors while getting the puppet actors in the shot. So that's the major thing. And then, of course, producing your own, you know, going from concept to execution, that's a lot of work to take on. So even though Jacob and I shared the responsibility, me having to act, I was Jim, that took a lot of just time and effort and energy.
Did you co-write the script?
Yes.
And I understand that even though this is a 4-minute version, there's a 10-minute version in the works.
Yes, so we submitted that for the film festival of 2017, and we made that cut like at 3 a.m. the day before submission, you know, as it goes, because we had filmed, that was when our time was to film during the semester. And so we had a longer version, but we were like, you know what, let's keep it short. And that was where the next time on and the whole horror kind of thing came in. It was just a way to end it properly without the final story. So yeah, but there's a full version.
And how did you get your actors?
So it worked out awesome where the Scottsdale film, or the theater department was doing Avenue Q. And so the actress that played the mom was one of the actresses that was doing Avenue Q at the time. So that was great. She had the puppet experience there. And then the actor that was lined up to do Jim fell through, unfortunately. And so I had to step in which I luckily knew. And then Rufus was one of my classmates who was supposed to do camera. And I was like freaking out, guys, like it's the day of, I need somebody to fill in. He's like, I'll do it. So that was awesome.
A lot of things go south on student production, so
Exactly.
that people can't arrive or can't make it, et
Oh,
cetera.
actors are,
Yeah. So how did it feel? You had to fill in as the actor Jim, or the puppet master. Do I call you the puppet master?
sure, I love that, love that
Sounds like
title.
a horror show. And you also were the writer and the director and the
Yes.
producer.
Yes.
That's a lot of hats.
Yeah, it was fun and it was rewarding because when I see it, I'm like, oh man, you know, if people like it, it's great. I did
Yeah.
all that stuff, but at the same time, it's difficult because I want to stand away and watch it and be
Yeah,
able to direct
yeah,
properly, but
yeah.
I'm there, so.
Well, as I watch this again, I especially like the I guess it was like a public service announcement or a commercial in there with the
Yes.
about taking care of dogs and, you know, fighting crime against animals.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Thank you. Well, the concept came from, if it's a puppet sitcom with all puppet people, why wouldn't the commercials have all puppets too? It's
I
that universe.
Yes, made sense to me, but
Great.
it was also had a great deal of humor to it.
Thank you.
So what do you think you learned from this project?
Well, I learned that pre-production really helps because the more things you have set up, you know, when things go wrong,
Yeah.
it helps, because if I had not as much pre-production, not as much things planned out, you know, that creates more opportunities for things to go wrong. So I guess it's just being prepared, going with the flow as well, because things do go wrong, like you said, you just got to adapt. You can't, you know, I could have been like, well, that's it, we can't do it. But
Shut
no,
down
it's just-
production.
Yep, just being able to adapt.
So
Definitely.
you always have to have plan B as a producer, right?
Absolutely.
And sometimes plan C.
All the
So,
way down to Z.
so we'll look forward to seeing the 10-minute version maybe one day in the future.
I hope so.
Okay, and we'll say thank you very much, Jim. Can I shake his hand? Oh
Go
my
for it.
goodness, wait a minute. Thank you, Jim, for coming on the show today. Can you give me some reaction?
Oh, sure.
Thank you, Jim, for coming on the show
no
today.
problem. It was great.
It was my pleasure. Wait a minute. Oh, I found, is this your thumb? Oh my goodness.
hand right there, yeah.
I'm not sure what this is. Maybe this is a horror show. Well, thank you very much for coming on the show also, and thank you to Brandon.
Of course.
And it's been a pleasure to have Brandon and his puppet friend on the show today. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Saguaro Spotlight. I'm your host, Deanne Kincaid. Thank you for watching. He is so cute. And is this your tie that you,
That's
oh no,
my
this is,
tie.
this is a maid tie, right?
This is a